Hey, everybody, this is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And today we want to talk about prioritizing your marketing spend. Because let's face it, if I told you I could bring you 10 prospects for X amount of dollars, is that a good deal? And it really kind of depends on what kind of prospects, right?
Yeah, I can certainly go out and find you prospects, but if they are not high value, which the word in itself, value, could mean a lot of things. If they're not high value customers, then you're spinning your wheels in a place that, yes, you got the number, but you didn't get the quality.
Absolutely. So, one of the first things that you really need to do is you need to look at what my sales coach used to call acceptable, typical, and ideal. Acceptable clients are ones who spend the bare minimum. I mean, they spend enough that they're worth doing business with. Typical is kind of your average, and ideal is the little bit bigger, the ones that spend more than your average, that really are the kind of clients you want to work with. And the more you target your marketing and the more you adjust your business, the scale slides up. Suddenly the typical become acceptable. The ideal become the typical, and now you have a new ideal.
How do you feel about looking at different clients in different ways other than monetary for value?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We used to do this exercise where um, the question was if you could only work with 3 clients, who would it be? And yes, we always looked at, well, we like these guys because they spend a lot of money with us. But then we looked at not just how much they were spending, but how much we were really making. Are they profitable? Are they easy to work with? Are
Mhm.
they fun to work with? What
Yeah.
are some of the criteria that your team would put on that list?
So we like to work too, like if I see an opportunity that working with A, but they're not necessarily at a level of spend that is normal for us, but I know it can get me to B and C, I'm comfortable with working with someone like that.
So they are those acceptable clients that have potential. And
Mhm.
so, um, does the client have potential to grow? Do they have a growth mindset?
Do we get along? Do we have things in common? Do I like what they market? That's a big one for us.
Mhm.
If I don't like what you market, there's nothing against what you are marketing, but it's not going to do well for us in the team because we do have a culture here, and our
Mhm.
culture is not all about money. It's
Mhm.
about providing value. So I've done nonprofits at no cost
Mhm.
because it is helpful. There's different. I just want to say there's different types of targeting high value, and life is not all about money for me. Do I make good money in order to provide good salaries and all of that? Absolutely, but it's not all about money for me.
No, but the point is, however you define a high value
Yeah,
client, then you've got to look at your marketing and ask yourself,
yeah.
am I doing things to attract those high value
Am
targets?
I using the language and the content that is going to be similar to that audience that they would want to see it? Am I niched enough in that area that I'm going to be able to talk their language?
Mhm.
That's things you have to understand.
And again, that goes back to so many business owners being afraid that if they really niche, if they really focus, they're going to miss out. And my argument is give me one high value, ideal client instead of 3 acceptables.
I think there's wrong ways to niche,
Mhm.
but high value can mean many things. Like we like to focus on healthcare. We like to focus on event marketing. We like service-based businesses. We no longer like e-commerce. We're not doing e-commerce. And so but that doesn't mean that e-commerce is a bad business model by any means. It's
No,
not a good fit for us.
absolutely.
I don't
We
do
had a
startups.
we had a nice niche in religious institutions, churches and synagogues, and I enjoyed that. Um, we avoided political
No politics for
campaigns.
me.
Um, we it first off, my team was politically diverse, and
Yes.
so if we picked a candidate, it would create some internal tension.
Yep.
But also, it just didn't feel right for us. It didn't fit with our culture.
Yeah.
So finding what is a high value target for you begins with figuring out who do you want to work with, who do you bring value to,
Yep.
and then going after them in ways that make you more attractive.
Yeah.
When you had something that I saw about doubling down on retargeting those high value clients. When those people come by, how do you make sure you keep showing up for them?
Well, I mean, sometimes retargeting is looked at just in an ad sense, which is absolutely a good thing. But, for us, it's relationship building. And I never rely on the first conversation that I'm going to close a person. Like, those people drive me nuts. I have to have several conversations. We just had a bunch of clients come on. Some of those clients I was, networking with them 6 months ago.
Have
It takes a long time. So I try to show up. I try to be who I am. I try to provide value. And if I provide value, then eventually they might need me. And I'm not trying to go for that quick win.
Well, and that really reinforces the idea that you've got to get out from behind your computer screen.
Yeah.
You have to get out in person. You have to show up. You've got to interact and engage with people so they know who you are, they know what you do, and they're
Yeah.
willing to have that conversation.
Typically high value. So when we're not talking about selling bubble gum or shoes or something like that, they want to form a relationship with you and they want to know who you are. So that's why I'm also pretty prevalent on LinkedIn. I think I just celebrated my 14 years on LinkedIn. I got in trouble for connecting to too many people at first, but I show up weekly, daily on LinkedIn religiously.
Yes. And when you're there, you're not just what I call liking and running. You're using your time well. I now kind of, because of the way my schedule is, I hop on LinkedIn the same time every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I specifically comment on the first 5 posts that I see and engage with people and have really seen a jump in my engagement and visits to my profile and in people talking to me. And so it is about quality, but again, my high value targets are on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you just have to stop trying to be something for everyone and
Mhm.
be something for the people that you attract. Be who
Absolutely.
you are, and you will attract if you're, doing high value clients. Sometimes people are not, but like high
Mhm.
value clients, you are going to think alike. Um, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be in alignment. So, if you'd like to brainstorm a little bit about how you can find your high value targets, set up some time with Jen or I.
And you can see how on the video.
All right, guys, see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.